Mahlzeit und herzlich willkommen, Ride Review Video Magazine in Kennywood.
First of all, would you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Sure, hi, I'm Nick Paradise. There is that too. There's always something in Amusement Park. Hi, I'm Nick Paradise. I'm the Director of Public Relations and Social Media at Kennywood.
Great. So just a bit about the history of the park, because it's very long.
Yeah, Kennywood does have a long and storied history. We're actually celebrating our 120th anniversary this year. So the park was founded in 1898, but didn't actually open until May 31st, 1899. At that point, the only attraction that we'd think of nowadays as something you'd do in an amusement park was a carousel. Other things that people did, racing, athletic competitions, dancing, duckpin bowling. They had rowboats on the lagoon that they would row. We still have those, they're paddle boats now, so it's been a long wait since then. Kennywood's most iconic and lasting feature, I think, is definitely the three wooden roller coasters, which all date back to the 1920s. Of course, we have the Jackrabbit that opened in 1920. The Racer opened in 1927. The Thunderbolt originally opened as the Pippin in 1924, and then was reimagined and updated into the Thunderbolt in 1968. So it's now celebrating 50 years. So those three wooden coasters really are renowned, not just for their longevity, but also their enjoyability. They remain very smooth and fun rides. You guys mentioned how comfortable the seats even were. So there's a lot of history that goes into that, and our team does an excellent job, our behind-the-scenes team, of taking care of all the aspects of the wooden coaster, from the trains to the track and the structure and everything that goes into it. So that's the most important thing, but also a lot of other historic attractions. Our merry-go-round, Noah's Ark, rides that you can't find anywhere else, like the kangaroo, even Baron Curve and the Whip and the Turtle. Those are rides that are very hard to find anywhere else. So that's all why Kennywood was named a National Historic Landmark, which is the highest designation in the United States for historic places. And it's only we're one of only 2 amusement parks with that designation. So it's definitely a big, important part of us, the history here. And we do as much as we can to value that and keep that alive, while also continuing to add new and exciting attractions and staying modern and on the cutting edge.
And so you got the woodies that are pretty old, so what is the motivation to keep them and not just to put them away for building something new?
Well, I think it was largely just over time, they never lost popularity. They continued to be enjoyed and very welcoming and inviting to many people. And after a while, it gets to be where the legacy that they've built up is such that, it's really almost impossible for any new ride to replace them, in a sense. We talk about that, when you go and ride the Jackrabbit as a young kid that, coming here, and this was my personal history, I'm riding something that I can say my parents rode this ride, my grandparents rode this ride, my kids will ride this ride. So it really does become a special history and legacy, and they're just fun. I mean, the lines are still long. They still, we do the amusement industry has the ride rankings, and the Jackrabbit and the Thunderbolt will still be in the top 20 or 30 of wooden coasters in the entire world. And, so they're still fun, and they're still very popular. So there's been no reason. There were periods where park management had given thought to replacing the Racer, or making significant changes like that, and ended up not doing it. And now it's impossible to imagine doing something like that. So
there was the Pippin before the Thunderbolt came. Why did you decide to renovate it into the Thunderbolt?
Well, I wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, back in the late 1960s, they were looking for a way to, put a new attraction out there that would really make an impact. And space has always been a little bit of a challenge for us here, where we're, located in kind of a developed urban area. We've got the river on one side, so it's a little tight when we want to add new things. So there was talk about, at that point, of getting rid of the Racer to build a new roller coaster, or even getting rid of our train ride and building a roller coaster there. They ended up not doing either of those things, and decided instead to take the Pippin and basically just expand it into a larger roller coaster. and they went with that. It ended up being the Thunderbolt, and the rest is history. So there are examples of how we look at historic rides and tweak them to update them, to make them fresher and more exciting. Because at the same time, and that's the challenge, if you just are only about history and only about the past, eventually you become the past. You just don't become interesting enough. And so we always are looking to walk that fine line. It's very hard for us, I think. It's harder to balance, the new and the old than it is to just be all new. And so we see that example, even our guests. We hear more about old rides and bringing back old rides from our local passionate fan base than I think any other park, maybe in the world, does. Because that's just what we've built our legacy off of.
So some future plans of Kennywood, maybe?
Sure. So right now we are in the middle of construction. We're getting hopefully close to the end on our new themed attraction, Thomastown, for Thomas and Friends. It is a major update to our train ride, which has been here in some form or another since the 1920s. And so this will be a big addition. Also involves 4 new family rides. It had been a long time since we'd really done anything for children, for our younger guests, and Kennywood is a park for all ages, and so we looked at this as an opportunity not only to update the train that was ready for a new theme, not only to add some new rides without taking any out, but also to add some new attractions for children. So that's coming. That should open later this summer, 2018, and would be a great addition for years to come. We also are just kind of starting right now a little bit of a teaser campaign. We are working on something for 2019. I can't say what. A big attraction though. We're excited about that, so encourage guests to check out our Facebook page and our website. We'll be talking about those and revealing clues over the summer for hopefully a big future in 2019. So, again, we're always looking to grow and expand while we, kind of stay true to the historic nature of the park. So it's going to be a fun future here at Kennywood. We encourage people to come and see us.
And some final words you would like to tell our viewers?
I think if you're coming here, make sure, of course, you're coming for the roller coasters most often, but make sure to check out some of the original and unique flat rides that we have. The Baron Curve is a rare one that's very cool. The Kangaroo is probably my favorite in terms of underrated rides. As far as we know, we haven't been able to find any other attraction like this in the world that's still operating. And it's actually a flying coaster, so you can technically call it a roller coaster. But it's just really fun. It doesn't look like it might be, but it's a really fun ride, and you get a nice little bit of airtime. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to walk through Noah's Ark, and definitely grab potato patch fries while you're here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.